In interpreting his parable, Jesus speaks of the final separation of the good and the evil at the end of time. The story itself had suggested that before that final separation at the end of time, good and evil coexist in the world and in the church and within each one of us. The weeds and the wheat grow together. There will be a final separation, but that will be done by God. It is not our place to make the separation in the here and now, my dear friends. We will invariably get it wrong, both in regard to ourselves, in regard to others. We will inevitably pull up wheat as well as weeds. A point emphasized by Pope Francis is that we should be slow to judge. It can be all too easy to see ourselves as wheat and identify various groups of other people as weeds. St. Paul, in his first letter to the Corinthians, says, to those who were judging him, with me it is a very small thing that I should be judged by you or by any human court. It is the Lord who judges me. Therefore, do not pronounce judgment before the time, before the Lord comes, my dear friends. We can also ask, as the disciples asked the meaning of the parable, my dear friends, to explain to us why we do not progress enough in our interior life. Explain to us how can we be more faithful to Him, and how can we look for Him in our work or through these circumstances. We do not understand or we do not want. How can we be qualified apostles? A prayer is just this, my dear friends, to ask God for explanations. How is my prayer? Is it sincere? Is it constant? Is it trusting? Jesus Christ invites us to keep our eyes fixed on heaven, our eternal home. Quite often, haste can drive us crazy, but we seldom stop to think that there will come a day, we do not know whether far or near, when we shall have to settle our accounts with God and explain which are the fruits borne by the good deeds He has sown on us. And the Lord tells us that at the end of time we shall be chosen. So we must win heaven here on earth in our everyday life without waiting for situations that perhaps will never occur. We have to live bodily our ordinary life, what apparently has no transcendence. We must live by thinking of eternity and helping others to think of it too. Paradoxically, the man who strives to live must die, whereas the man who does not strive to avoid sin has to live eternally. We shall reap what we have sown, my dear friends. We have to fight to give today the 100%, so when we are called into God's presence, we might be able to go with our hands full of acts of faith, hope, and love, which result in minor things and events that when lived on an everyday basis, make us better Christians, saints, and human. Amen. God bless you. Have a nice day.